Alright guys, welcome to the first Java tutorial. So just open up Eclipse and click File, New, Java Project, and then type the name of your project here and go ahead and click Finish. This is not necessary, just don't create this. Now just follow the steps that I'm doing right here. You don't have to understand what's happening at this point. So you should see your project in the Package Explorer now available. So click on this arrow here, right click on your source folder, click New, Class, and then name your class. In our case, it'll be Entry. And then make sure you click this checkbox here to create this method here. Click Finish. So this is our main class, right? The first thing I want to go over is comments. So a comment is a lines of code that don't actually do anything in the code. For instance, if I type hello world, this is Noah, Java doesn't see this as a code, it just deletes this when the program is run. So they're just basically notes that you can make to yourself while you're programming. So you can delete all the comments, right? It doesn't affect anything. Now, to write a multi-line comment, you do /*, and then you can type all your comments here, right? See, this is very helpful for notes. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a comment on what we're going to be learning today. We're going to be learning how to print stuff to the console. Stuff to console. We're going to learn integers. We're going to learn doubles. And we're going to learn strings, right? So this is the stuff we're going to be learning in this video. So the first thing to know is that the main method is the entry point of your program. So when your program starts to run, the first line that runs for us is this line 8 in this case. So let's go ahead and learn how to print stuff to the console. To do this, type system.out.println and then put quotation marks and put whatever you want to show to the console here. So in our case, we'll put hello world, semicolon, and this is it. This is all you need. So as I said, the program will enter here and it'll just run this one line of code here. So you can click this play button to run the program, and as you can see, it prints hello world. So yeah, now let's go over variable. Now a variable is a word that represents some type of data. Now this can be the data could be number. It can also be a group of characters, like a word. So let's go ahead and make a variable that represents a number. So type the word int and then put the name of your variable. In this case, it will put cat. Set it equal to 7. It doesn't matter what number it's equal to in this case. And then to print a variable, you just put the word or the name of the variable, right? So if you put quotation marks, this won't work because it'll just print the word cat. But if you don't put the quotation marks, it'll actually print the number that cat is equal to, right? And there's all types of variables in Java, but in this video, we're just going to be going over 3 of them to make it easy. Now, one thing about integers that's important is that you cannot have decimal values in an integer. So if I put 7.5 here and then I run the program, it just doesn't work, right? Because you can't have a decimal value equal to an integer. So to have a decimal value, you type the word double. You can also use the word float. But in this case, we'll use double just because it doesn't really matter. There is a difference. If you use the word float, you can't store as many decimal places as you can with double. So double is basically you can put more decimal places at the end of your number with a double. So let's set this double equal to 7.8 and print this, and as you can see, now it prints 7.8 and we have no error. So let's keep in mind with doubles that you can also use the word float depending on what type of data you need to represent. If you need to represent numbers with tons of decimal places, you should use a double. Otherwise, float is fine, right? Now, let's go over a string. So a string is a variable that represents a word. So type the keyword string, and then the name of the variable. We can call it cat again. It doesn't matter what the name of your variable is. It's up to you. We could call this anything. But in this case, we'll call it cat. We'll set it to equal to hello world. And then we run this code, and as you can see, it prints hello world. Now what if we want to print multiple variables, or we want to print a string with an integer inside of print line? There is a way to do this, but let's go back in the code and make this an int again and set it equal to 18, right? And let's say that I want to print I am 18 years old, right? So to do this, you put what you want the beginning of the sentence to be inside quotation marks, I am, and then after the quotation marks you put a plus, you put cat, right? And so now it'll say I am 18, right? So now you see it says I am 18. To add more to it, you put another plus, and you put years old. As you can see, it prints I am 18 years old. So yeah, I think that's it for this one, and yeah, I'll see you next time.